Need to know if you can hear me. Am I live on your end? Can you hear me? You got, oh, you don't have it turned up. You can hear me. I'm sitting right beside. Oh, you don't have it turned up. You can hear me. I'm sitting right beside. You're going to get a lot of echo if you leave it up. Yeah. All right. That was funny. Can you hear me? What? Oh, it was funny. Let's see.
Say something, make sure.
Good evening, Stacy. Can you hear me all right? If it's gonna work or not. And then. All right. Hello, Miss P. Kitty 13. Stacy says she can hear me just fine. Hello, Charlotte. Good evening, Mr. Puckett. How are you? Hello, Robbie. J.D. Farrell, good evening. All the way from New Mexico. Northern Girl Hobbies, good evening. Hello, Miss Canadian Cabin Girl from up in the sticks. Up from Canada. I always like to say we lived in the sticks here. Hello, Julie. Love your flashlights. Well, thank you, Julie. I appreciate that. We thought they were really good items when we ran across them, and we wanted to offer them to folks because we just thought they were good. We just thought they were good items. We still think they are. We've sold everything we had, but like six flashlights. We went through like 3 orders here in a month. So people like them. They're good lights. There we is. Hello, Happy Mac. I like living in the sticks. That's where we live. Or so I've always thought. We lived in the sticks. When I was a kid, we lived in what I considered the sticks. I'm trying to save my chat thing here and trying to figure out how to get it to go back down. I don't know what I'm doing. There it went. I'm still learning. I'm new here on YouTube. Oh, goodness. Well, thank you, Miss P. Kitty. Good evening, Felicia. 5 degrees Fahrenheit this evening with almost 2 feet of snow from yesterday. Woo! Boy, you beat our snowfall, didn't you? And the temperature, too. I think we only got down to about 18. Hello, Joyce. Yeah, Mike, I never did enjoy living in town. When I lived in Gainesville, Georgia, the first, I guess about for the first month, I lived right in pretty much in the heart of the city. And man, I hated it. Oh gosh, I hated it. Hello, RSJ from Texas. Slong 835, good evening. All the way here from Boston. Hello, Paulette. We're doing good. Mike says only 2 thumbs up. We've got 5 thumbs up out of 35 people. All righty, get those thumbs to working. Yeah. Good evening, Leslie, from a snowy eastern Oregon. So Leslie got snow also out in Oregon. Cold in Georgia, but no snow. We didn't get a lot of snow when I lived in Georgia. I remember one winter out of 5 years that I lived there, we got a little skiff of snow, and the folks I work with, they just about panicked. I don't know. I don't know if they'd ever driven on snow or what, but you would have thought so, because in Gainesville, that's not like southern Georgia or anything. 70 degrees in North Texas. How about that? Pretty weather. Well, thank you, Joyce. I appreciate that. I enjoy getting out in the snow. I don't like staying out in a long time, but I do enjoy getting out in a little bit. Barbara, cold in Virginia. Northern Hobby said, if you show that lipstick again that I so desperately want, I'm going to give you a thumbs down. I can't. We've sold out of it. We sold out of all of our lipstick. We sold out of all of our stunning stunners except for 6. That's all we've got left. 6 in the camouflage right now. We're going to have to place a new order, looks like, if people want any. Hello, Cat Yarn. It's good to see you. We talk about a little bit of everything, Cat. We talk about prepping and a little bit of being prepared for hard times, and just a lot of times we just get on here and just chat in general. But for the most part, the channel itself that I post videos when I'm not live is basically about prepping and that type of thing. Mike says it's 64 degrees in Texas where he's at. 40 degrees would be great. Happy Mac says. Hello, Susan from Kansas. Time for supper. We ate just a little bit before we got started. Not a whole lot. Texas people. Yes, Kat, we have several Texas people in here. Just friendly preppers. Thank you, Mac. Well, Joyce, I hope you get them. We sent now, you know, I had to apologize to a gentleman that had bought some from us. He purchased them on the 18th, and I shipped them out on the 18th. I got up that morning. His order was in the email, and we went ahead and got it ready and got it to our carrier that day. And it showed that they scanned it that day at the post office, and it shipped out. And on the 24th, he emailed me and said he was really disappointed.
20
and
23rd, I think.
Might have been the 23rd, 24th, one of those 2 days. And, you know, I hate that. We sent it out priority mail because he ordered like 3 of them. And they're just, you know, I can't help the mail. Golly, guys, I do the best I can. We shipped everything out the day it purchased if we got it before the mail ran. And if not, we shipped it out the next day. So hopefully you'll get it today or, you know, tomorrow. I mean, I hope so anyway. I hate to see people pay postage for this stuff and you know, then the mail route, the United States, it's the government owned system. What can you expect? It's not going to function correctly most of the time.
If it's regular days, they usually get it there.
Yeah, and normal time when it's not holidays, they normally get the stuff out there in the 3 days they're supposed to.
It's probably the worst.
This is the
Most
worst
of the
we've ever
time
seen
they've
it. Yeah,
ever-
I think this is the worst we've seen it. Gail said it's 44 in Florida. Oh my gosh, you people are going to freeze. You people are going to freeze to death in Florida if it gets down to 40s. What are you going to do? They're no good for us to move to Florida if it's not going to stay warm. I can't import special lipstick. I know, that's what I heard. Fudge for dessert. Yes, I did have fudge for dessert. Thank you. I had fudge for dessert yesterday 2 or 3 times, and I've had fudge for dessert at least twice today. That's our problem with this stuff is we we go around with a piece in our hand all the time till it's gone, and then we'll try to figure out something else to fix. Oh goodness. I hope no one we know is experiencing food insecurity. I hope not too, Charlotte. Even in that's one of the things about prepping is even in times that things are hard and things are difficult, you still got a little bit of sugar around. You've got sweets, honey, whether it be honey or syrup or things like that, and you can still fix a few little sweet things to lift your spirits a little bit. And that's one of the things we try to encourage people to do is keep stocked up on this stuff that you're that you're going to need. Man, you've got to have this stuff. I got kind of straightforward with people in that last video I posted about prepping. But, buddy, we're coming in a time that people needs to be very, very serious about this thing. I mean, we've needed to been serious about this thing for a long time, and Sandy and I didn't get on board until back in the spring when this thing happened with this first round of this virus that come through. And when that happened and all the shelves on in the store started clearing out of food and papers and stuff like that, it made us step back and look at things and evaluate things. Even though we had a few things in our pantry, we could have got by a few more days. But man, we didn't have near what we needed, nowhere near what we needed for a long term. And then we started prepping, and we thought, well, we need to prep out for 3 months, And the more we prepped, the more we realized that 3 months wasn't going to cut it. The more things started, rolling out here in 2020, and the more things we saw happening with the government and things that were happening with all the layoffs, all the housing, people being laid off and not being able to make their house payments and rent payments and knowing that all that's going to have come to an end, even though the government had stopped people from being evicted. That has to come to an end at some time, and then it was like, well, we need to do this for 6 months, and then we realized just a little bit after that 6 months wasn't going to be enough. So we've just been prepping. We're not setting an amount of time. We're just prepping, and I think that's what people need to do. I don't think you need to get to a 6 month prepping stage and say, well, I'm set, I'm good. I can relax now. I don't think you need to do that. I think you need to keep piling it up. Now, that's what I think. There's a lot of things going on with this stimulus right now that we don't know what's going to happen. The president's already said that if they didn't change the amount of money they were going to give to the American people, that he was going to veto it. He called it an embarrassment. But then, if they change that and leave all that other pork in it, what good is that? When you give $1,200 one time to the American people, and then you send millions upon millions of dollars, billions of dollars even, to foreign countries, to Sudan and Budapest and Pakistan, and they were going to send, and they may still do it, millions upon millions of dollars to Pakistan for gender study and stuff like that. I mean, when you're $20 trillion in debt, how do you borrow money and send it to foreign countries? It's not going to work. You need to be prepping. Things are going to come down, and they're going to come down bad on the common man. The elites are not going to suffer. The people up in power are not going to suffer, but the common man will if he's not ready. So keep that in mind and prep like you have never prepped. Don't let up. Put your foot on the gas and keep on trucking with this prepping. Now, I've done my little rant. Let's see where we're at. I may do another before the night's over. 60 people online, 19 likes. I must not have been talking the right talk. We need to talk something else. I'm just kidding. I'll talk it anyway. That's just how it is. Let's see. Thank you, Miss Kitty, P. Kitty. I think I've already said that on that one, didn't I? I'm getting ready for my feed to jump and I'll lose everybody. I know that's going to happen.
Did you plug that straight into the computer?
And it just did. No, I didn't. I probably need to plug that in. Folks, give me just a second.
I can do it.
Can you do it? Well, I'll need to help you, though, and get this out over here. Let me have this light so we can see it real quick. I'm glad you reminded me of that. That thing's called buffer. Will look like buffers on it. Turn it down. Clip, turn it down. See it on it? I heard it click. There you go. All right. That should have helped us and done us good, too. We had to get plugged straight in. We were using the Wi-Fi. Every time we use the Wi-Fi, after about 45 minutes or an hour, we start buffering real bad. So I'd forgot to plug the computer straight into the router this evening. We're trying to run hardwired instead of wireless. Kat said she had eaten so much over the last few days. I'm blaming the holiday. We got to blame somebody. I've walked around with food in my hand for 2 or 3 days now. That's all I've done. We fixed that big. We fixed that big batch of peanut butter candy. We ate it, and then we turned around and fixed a big batch of chocolate fudge with nuts in it. And we just about ate it. I told Sandy today, if we last through the winter without getting big around as a barrel, buddy, we'll be done real good. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness, Northern Light Hobbies. I'm sorry to hear that. She's not responsible, to say the least. Whew. Stacy, I'd say you're right. When it comes a little snow like this, and you see people panic, and they rush to the stores and buy up everything in the stores, you can count those people as they come through the door, and you can tell yourself that they are not preppers. They are not preppers. Sandy and I bought a gallon of milk. That's what we bought. We didn't need anything else. And, if we couldn't have got that, we could have made our own milk because we've got powdered milk put back. So that's what you got to do. You've got to start getting this stuff put back, guys. If you don't have back what you need, you need to get it. Fill those gaps. Keep on prepping. Miss Kitty said started prepping after a Cat 5 hurricane, wanted at least 30 days, and it spiraled from there. Well, I hope you've got enough for a year is what I hope, or better. Happy Max said she's been buying canning jars. We found canning jars at Walmart 2 weeks ago, and I bought 2 boxes of them and left 1 case for anybody else that might need them. They had 3 cases of them, and I bought 2 of them. I probably should have got them all, but I didn't. Mike said he started in the spring, but already up to a good 6 months supply. That's including taking care of our daughter's family too. Well, Mike, that's excellent, buddy, to be able to get 6 months supply, but put back for 2 families. That's doing some prepping. I'm glad for you, and I hope you financially can keep on doing that. Yep. Northern Light Hobby said she thinks she finally got through to her folks last night. Ain't that one? That's just wonderful. I'm so glad to hear that. Kat says she lives in a tiny apartment, very little room, but you just got to utilize everything you can. If you've got I went into this rant here a few weeks ago about getting rid of things you don't need. getting rid of clothes you don't need, getting rid of anything that you're not using. If you don't need it and you're not using it, especially if you live in tight spaces, get rid of it. You can store stuff in furniture drawers, and in your closet, under your bed, in tubs. If you don't have tubs, you can take canned food and stack it on top of each other under your bed. Just anywhere and any way to get food in there and stock it back, wherever it takes, whatever it takes. Mike said canning jars are finally available there again too. But now that's the only time I've seen the canning. No, we bought some largemouth canning jars about a month back or so, maybe a month and a half ago. They had a couple of those up there. Hello, Nikita. Ops, it's good to see you. Hello, Jesus Life. We aren't going to get anything. We lost out to pork, what Happy Mac said. Well, I get on these rants over this stuff in my mind. I don't always talk them out loud, but it's like I said a while ago. When this country's $21 trillion, now that's with a T, trillion dollars in debt, how can it borrow billions of dollars to send to foreign countries overseas? How do you do that? Well, the dollar is going to become worthless. When you just keep printing it and keep printing it and keep printing it like they are, they're doling this stuff out like it's candy at Halloween time, just pitching it out by the gobs, buddy. And the sad thing about all this, not just the fact that they're going to weaken the dollar tremendously, and we're going to see hyperinflation take place here shortly, I think. But the other end of this is the fact that they're giving billions of dollars to foreign countries, and their own people are on the verge of being kicked out of their homes and kicked out of their apartments and being cut off from the food stamp program and being cut off from being able to buy decent food to eat. And the first thing they did was offer people $600. Here, we're going to give Pakistan 18 million, and we're going to give you 600. Our government must really hate us. I just tell you, the government of the United States must hate the people. They really must. They must really look down with disdain on the people of the United States of America. We have let a bunch of thieves and crooks get in on both sides. All of them. They're all just alike, in my opinion. I don't have anything for any of them. I don't care what letter they've got on their shirt, whether it's Republican or Democrat. I have no confidence in any of them. They make instead of becoming a representative of the people, they make lifelong jobs out of these offices and become filthy rich and try to lord it over everybody then. Well, I hope people's eyes open. I hope this thing that's going on in America in 2020 and this last stimulus that they brought up to be passed, I hope people will look into that and that it will open more people's eyes. I know there's going to be people that are just like sheep to the slaughter. They're going to go right on, and they're never going to look up. They're never going to learn. They're never going to open their eyes, and they're never going to open their ears and hear anything. You're always going to have people who do that. And there's going to be people that you can never change their mind no matter what. But there are people out there that sometimes things just click like that when you talk to them about stuff. Their eyes open. And when that happens, that makes it all worthwhile. So just keep on talking. Keep on talking the talk. Don't try to push people into anything. But you can hint to them. You can talk to them a little bit alone about these things that are going on. But if they accept it, that's a wonderful thing. And if they don't, you can't be responsible for them. You can't make them do anything. It's like Jesus told the disciples when he sent them out to preach the gospel. He said, if they receive you into their house, he said, that's a great thing. But if they don't receive you and they run you off, he said, you dust the dust off your sandals as a testimony against them. You can't make people accept stuff. It's just that simple. You can't do it. Let's see, my feet just jumped like crazy. I've got to get back up here real quick in case somebody said something. Paulette said hit the like button. I'm still up above that. Okay, here we are. I've caught up 6%. Let's see.
You ain't caught up.
Well, I'm trying to. Paulette said 58 watching, hit the like button. I'm way behind. We've got 82 now and 36 likes. Hello, Tammy. It's good to see you, Tammy Stiegel. Ran all you want, Charles. You make good sense. Well, thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. Thank you, Barbara. We appreciate that. Jesus Life Fire in February 2020. My whole family stopped talking to me because I found Jesus and I have become an aggressive prepper. I've even staffed a brand new prepper channel. Started brand new. Way to go, Jesus Life. But when you find Jesus, there's a lot of people will forsake you. If you become a follower of the Lord Jesus Christ, yeah, there'll be a lot of people will avoid you. They don't want to hear what you've got to say. And then if you're also a prepper along with that, then you're going to offend the religious community, and most of those good religious folks are going to look down on you. So you're just going to have to trust in the Lord Jesus Christ. That's what you got to do. Oh, bless you, Neil. We pray for you, buddy. But I can relate to that. I remember when my dad passed and my mother both, and yes, it's a hard time. You have our prayers, sir. But it's like I tell you folks on here, we have a lot of people on here that I believe are followers of Christ. And there's no doubt many of you who don't follow Christ, but that's not what this channel is about, even though I do mention it on here. This channel is about prepping. And whether you're a follower of Christ or not, I want you to be prepared for the coming future, because that's what we talk about on here. Now, I've got a channel that I do some ministry on over on the Kingdom Message channel. I don't do as much as I should on it, and I'm going to try to start doing more. But that's what that channel's about. But this channel's about prepping. And whether, like I say, whether you're a follower of Christ or not, you're welcome here. We want you to prep. We want you to get ready for what's coming. Yeah, and recipes and just all kinds of stuff in general. We talk about a lot of stuff here. Sometimes we even get into politics a little bit.
Yeah, not just the prepping.
Yeah, cats and dogs and, all kinds of stuff, snowstorms and everything. But yeah, this is, but that's who we are. I mean, that's just who we are. That's like being in our DNA, and it's just going to come out of us. That's, first we need to sweat him much. Well, Neil, buddy, I bless your heart. I know you can still be broken even when you have your faith. We can only encourage you to maintain the faith and to be strong in the Lord and lean on Him, very strong right now. Lean on his grace, for his grace will be sufficient for you. I'm confident of that. His grace is sufficient. There you go, Debbie. Found flashlights on sale too, and multi-tool may not be the best, but pretty good entry. There you go. When you find stuff on sale, grab it like that. I'm telling on myself. I know, Paulette. I do that all the time. I can't keep nothing from Sandy. I'm like, I don't know if I need to tell her that. And then I sit down and I say, let me tell you something. I'm terrible. Grocery store, plenty of canning jars, and I just haven't bought any yet. Eat out of our pantry as well, so we didn't have to get out in the mess. That's good. Missy French says, not much time left. I bet things exploding, buildings blowing up, things are about to get dicey. Well, they had that explosion in Nashville overnight. I don't know if everybody heard about it or not, about the RV that parked downtown Nashville, parked right in front of an AT&T building. And then it started broadcasting. The RV itself started broadcasting for people to clear the streets, to clear the area, because it was going to explode in so many minutes, 15 minutes, I think it started out with. And it did explode. And it was a huge explosion. It rocked the city, buddy. People fell a mile away. It took out a lot of the AT&T services in 3 states, Tennessee, Kentucky, and I think possibly Virginia. I'm not sure about that, but it was 3 states, it said. And I know it took out Tennessee and some places in Kentucky all the way up as far as Lexington, Kentucky, felt that from the AT&T outages. Now, they're saying that whoever did this, whoever detonated this thing, was not out to damage any individual or individuals, or they would not have had that announcement coming out of that RV to clear the streets. This was a statement to be made of who knows what, but it wasn't to injure people. And as of the last I heard any updates on it, they still hadn't figured out really why or what they thought the purpose behind it was. They're still trying to find the perpetrators. They're still trying to find a lot of answers. And, it may take them a while to figure it all out. I don't know. But, yeah, that was real odd to me anyway, that someone would park an RV like that, or any kind of vehicle that had a bomb in it, and then have a microphone on it with a recording that would play for people to clear the area. So that was real odd. Who knows what we're going to see in the coming days and the coming months. And we can't depend on, the thing about it is we can't depend on everybody that decides to destroy something to give you a warning. It's like I said in that video the last 2 or 3 days ago, that emergencies don't announce themselves a lot of times. I know a lot of times that you can prepare for hurricanes because they're announced ahead of time that they're coming into a Gulf, a certain area, they're expected to hit in a certain area, and people can kind of get prepared for that. But there's just a lot of things in life that you can't prepare for. Something like that's one of them. Sickness is one of them. Job loss is one. Loss of health. We just never know about these things that can happen to us overnight. And we have to be prepared for them. And one of the best things you can do to prepare for anything is to have food in your house. To have food and water in your house, and a way to protect yourself from those who would try to take it away from you. That's the best thing on earth you can ever do as far as for your physical body. Of course, the best thing you can ever do is to get to know Jesus. That's the best thing you'd ever do. But in this life, in this body, the best thing you can do is to prepare your home and your family, and make a means to protect your home and family. Now, I've mentioned this many times, and I know some of you may not be in this position, but some of you are. If you're the man of the house, it's your place to be sure that your family is prepared for things like this. The scripture teaches us very clearly that a man that will not provide provide for his home is worse than an infidel and has denied the faith. The scripture also teaches us that a wise man sees the enemy coming, he sees the trouble coming, and he hides himself from it. But the simple pass on and are punished. So, and whether you're a man or a woman, if you have the means to provide for your household, whether it's just you, yourself, or you and a child or your family, if you're the provider of that household and you have the means to do that, you need to do it. And you need to do it now. Now is the time. Not next month, not after you take a vacation, not after you take a trip. Scratch that stuff. Scratch that stuff and throw it in the trash and take that money and buy food with it. Buy protection with it. Fortify your home to where you can't just have somebody kick your door in easy if you live in an area that's prone to robbery and things like that. Spend your money to fortify your windows and your doors. Don't spend it on that stuff right now. Those things are very temporal and they don't last long at all. You go on a vacation for a week and then you take some pictures. You spend a couple of $1,000s and you come back and you're broke. And what have you got? You've got a little bit of memory and a few pictures to show for it. And what if somebody kicks you door in that night? You know, what if the food stores the grocery stores in your area closes next week? You know, we've had two different people. I've had two different people tell me that the Save-A-Lots in their town has closed shop and moved out. So that the only thing they're left with is the big box stores. So let me ask you this now. If you're a person like me and my wife that's not going to get these shots in the arm that they've come out with, and they come through with a certification that you have to be certified that you have had that before you can shop at these stores, then what are you going to do if the big box stores is the only one left? If you've not put any food back, where does that leave you? But I'm telling you, we need to get ready for this stuff. We don't know what's coming down. We don't know what's coming down the road. Anyway, I'm just going on and on and on. Let's see. Happy Mac. My stepmom got me a gallon of maple syrup, maple leaf candy, maple cream. My cousin's on a sugar shack. You're not going to lack for sweets, Happy Mac. Oh, goodness. That's too funny. Let's see here. Miss P. Kitty ramped up in the spring. Not sure I've got a year yet, but I could probably stretch for a year. I'd say a lot of us could stretch a lot farther than we realize if push come to shove, Miss Kitty. I'd say so. Well, Neil, you found a lot of people that'll pray for you here, sir. Absolutely. Your plea is heard and your heart is heard, and I'm confident that the Father has already heard our prayers for you. Our hearts go out for you. Yes, sir. $21 trillion was last year. White Earp said, well, yeah, we may be 25 trillion now or 27. Who knows the actual truth of it? You know, because I heard a guy talking about the other day, actually it was about a month ago. He said the $21 trillion that we were in debt this past year was just a portion of it because that didn't include the bonds. He said if you throwed all the bonds in that had been sold, that we'd be about $100 trillion in debt. So, you know, there you go. And now, and here we are printing out more money to send to more foreign countries. And you know, there was millions of dollars of that was going to like the Kennedy Center and these art centers that weren't even open. The places were closed. Wasn't even open for business. 240 and 68 likes. We need thumbs up. Hey, it's good to see everybody. I'm trying to get down through here to say hi to everybody. Okay, I see a bunch of stuff that's being deleted too. Just a lot of folks are just jumping on here trying to get some airtime and advertising and all that good stuff. I realize that happens a lot. Hello, Freedom Rain. Good to see you. Yes, Robbie. People need to get good warm clothing. If you can find anything that's wool, you need to get the wool. Any kind of wool clothing, wool blankets, any of that kind of stuff. Absolutely. I've said in the past that if you and hello, Foggy Mountain Man, if you live in an area that's prone to break-ins and prone to robbery and things like that, you might want to buy that film that you can put on your windows. They make a film. When you put it on your window, it makes it kind of like a car windshield to break in through. They can still get in, but it's going to take them some time to do it. They have to beat and kick and beat and knock and push to get through it, and that would either give you time to exit your residence, or at least, if not that, maybe give you time to get to a weapon to defend yourself with. So those are good things to have on your windows if you live in an area like that, because we don't know what we're coming into in 2021, and I do feel in my heart that it's not going to be something good. Just from what we've seen in 2020, somebody posted on Facebook the other day, said, beware, said 2020 is turning into 2021 and going to be legal to drink now. So watch out, the legal drinking age. So yeah, 2021 is going to be a tough one, I think. With everything that's going on, and I don't know how we can avoid hyperinflation. I don't know how we can avoid that with all the money they're printing and printing and printing and printing. I just don't know how.
Didn't mention our giveaways.
Huh?
5,000.
I can't hear you.
5,000.
Oh, I didn't mention that. What are we giving away?
Over different things.
We've got some stuff, yeah. When we reach 5,000 followers, we've got 4,800 and something. I don't know what it is. But when we reach 5,000 followers, we're going to give away some stuff. And I'm going to create a page on my website where you can go over there and enter your name to be entered for that drawing. So we can give away some stuff to you guys just to say thank you for being a part of our, of our group and part of our YouTube channel. We truly love you guys, and I just so hope that all of you are ready, buddy, and prepared for 2021. That you're ready. Get that stuff ready, buddy. T-Love, good question. I bought a pressure canner from a lady with a new stove that couldn't use it. I didn't see the question. Let me see if I remember. Can I do my canning on a glass top stove? I don't know. I've heard people say you shouldn't, but now I don't know. I think it was because of the weight of the canner. Somebody chime in on that. Can you pressure can on a glass top stove? Oh, Mike said he pressure cans on it. Okay. Mike said he pressure cans on a glass top and works fine. Thank you, Mike. I just hadn't got down far enough. How are people prepping vehicles to live in Texas? Certain things I'm afraid will melt in the trunk. What do you put in your car? Also get necessary clothes in case. Yes. Cabin Girl says she has a glass top stove. Both sides, no matter what letter on your shirt, D or R, don't care. You're right, Donna. Cheap coolers and ice blocks, said Charlotte, in answer to Cat Yam about prepping in Texas. Mike said it's hard to do in Texas. With the heat, I'd say it is, especially in the summer. Excellent idea, Paulette. Maybe keep your non-perishable items, dry foods, boxed foods, things like that, that if it can be stored in a warehouse, it can be stored in your car. Whatever it is, because those warehouses get hotter than blazes, buddy. If it can be stored in a warehouse, it can be stored in your car. Yeah, now is the time to buy stuff when you can find it. if you find it and you've got the money on you right now, is the time to buy it. If you wait, it's gonna get higher. Way to go, Cat. Good shoes, good and extra clothing. I'm always behind on the chat, Mike. I can't keep up with it, man. When I start talking, everybody's talking, chatting. I can't watch the chat and talk. I get 10 minutes behind or so. Sorry about that, guys. Joyce says some people manage to vote more than once. I did not say that. Oh, goodness. Gail says it's hard to prep without prepping your hearts in Jesus. It helps me prep, Gail. That definitely helps me prep. Well, back a while ago, somebody said 94 watching. That's Paulette 90. How far behind am I? Paulette said 94 watching, 49 likes, and I'm showing 283 now. I'm way behind, guys. I'm way behind. Oh, goodness. Yes, good socks are a must. People have to have YouTube sign in and accounts to hit the like. Okay, I didn't know that, Northern Girl Hobbies. Thank you. Tammy said their son lives in Nashville, no phone service. There was a lot of Nashville out of phone service. They actually declared the airspace around the Nashville area there as a no-fly zone today, like a military would do. Nobody was allowed to fly in that. They were placing curfews and all kinds of stuff going on down there. So, you never know what's going to take place. And I'll tell you right now, the government will never waste a good opportunity to dictate over you if they can. So keep that in mind too, huh?
Mike Puckett said you're way behind.
I know, Mike. I'm way behind. All right, let's see.
Maybe just if they have questions or something.
Yeah, I'm just scanning over right now to look for questions. A SWAT team at residence if suspect of an RB bombing. All right. Cashmere Moses. Hello, Cashmere from Mississippi. Welcome to the channel. Hello, Colorado Biker. Good to see you. Homestead Aussie. Good to see you. Yeah, I get so tired of that, Homestead Aussie. There's so many men in the United States that will fall over backwards to watch football games, and they won't, and they'll spend thousands of dollars a year on jerseys and hats and jackets and tickets to go to the ball games, and they'll let their family go hungry if it comes down to it. That's the craziest stuff I've ever seen in my life. I don't mean to offend you, but if you do that kind of stuff, you need to wake up and take some responsibility for your family. That stuff is all trivial stuff, buddy. Let me ask you something. Do you think those people that play those professional sports care one iota about you? Do you think these people that are getting on Twitter and Facebook and all these high profile people, these sports figures and these singers and these performers and all these people, do you think they care about any of you? Do you think they would come to you if you was laying in a ditch dying or starving? Buddy, you've got to take care of yourself and not listen to these people. I'm telling you, these people aren't worth a dime you spend on them. All you're doing is funding. All you're doing is funding more evil when you spend your money on these people. That's just how it is. That's the way I see it. Mary Elizabeth. Hello, Mary. Or Marcy Elizabeth. Good to see you. But again, it's your money. You can spend it any way you want to. They're not getting any of mine. Oh, how about that? Several pharmaceuticals are in the process of developing a nasal spray. How about that? That doesn't surprise me in the least bit. Well, we're up to 315 and 111 likes. I like that.
We've had it a little bit more than that.
This is the most people we've ever had on the channel. We've had more likes than this, but this is the most we've ever had on the channel, isn't it? So thank you all. We really appreciate you stopping in and joining us this evening. We've been, for those that have come in late, maybe, we've been fuming a little bit over this new stimulus and how that we feel like the government is really sticking it to the American people by sending, or trying to send, they're trying to pass a package, the Congress and Senate is, trying to pass a package to send billions and billions of dollars to foreign countries and leaving people in America holding a bag. And you know, when I say holding a bag, I mean our children's children paying these debts off, because this bunch of deadbeats are going to be dead by the time any of that ever comes due. And the House and the Senate both are in it up to their necks right here. The Democrats and Republicans both jumped right in together and hugged and kissed each other and said, oh yeah, this is real good. Let's take this to the president and get him to sign it. Yeah, they're all a bunch of crooks. Why, down yonder on Chattahoochee, it gets hotter than a hoochie coochie. I reckon it does. You'll need to be in rationing immediately. I think so, Colorado Biker. The Lord seems to be stretching us all who are awake at this time. I think so, Homestead Aussie. I can too. This, you know, I just saw a new article come out on one of the news stations yesterday that Singapore is already requiring you have your digital card, saying that you are up to date on your shot. And they said that this is going to be something that is going to be, if you plan on flying, you need to know that you're going to have that. Now, I'm not going to get on a plane. I don't care what happens where or how much it happens. I'm not going to be getting on a plane when it, you know, that requires that. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to be going anywhere it requires it. That's why we're prepping. We're getting this stuff up back. We'll resort to bartering and trading and swapping, just like the people up in, you know, up in these way off up in Alaska and places like that. People barter and swap for their stuff. They don't have to have much money. And we may get right down to having to do that too. I don't know. But if we do, we'll just do what we have to, and we'll let the Lord take care of the rest of it. We'll do our part, and He's always done His. So that's one thing I've never had to worry about, is God doing His part. Let's see, if we don't blow $700 million a year on defense budget, there might be some money left over to help the hardworking, struggling American. Yeah. Good luck with that. Yes, Goodwill's a good place to hit for preps sometimes. It's a hit and miss here in our area, because most of the time here lately that we've been to Goodwill, we found very, very little things. And I saw a wool blanket up there. It's probably been a month ago. We've already got blankets and things here that we really didn't need it. But I asked them the price on it, and they had it priced pretty high. It was just a small, like an army cot style blanket. And that's another thing I get on a rant on. They get that stuff in there, some of that stuff, and they price it just higher than you could, you know, buy it from Walmart or another place or another store. And they get it all give to them. And the man that owns that and the corporate entity around that thing, they are filthy rich. And then they have their employees standing begging people to to round it up to the next dollar to help their programs. Well, why don't the owners help the programs? Why don't they pitch in and do more than what they're doing? The workers are just doing their jobs. They're put on a spot. I don't blame the workers, not at all. I appreciate them having a job and working. It's when these people like these owners and these corporate people put them in positions to do that. It's no wonder that people are going to die and go to hell. It just really isn't. The greed for money and the greed for power. It's no wonder. Oh my. Okay, let's get on down through here. The future generations will have tons of struggles, all kinds of struggles. £5 $5,000 a pound for fudge. If it gets to that, I'm going to start making a lot of fudge. Put it up for sale. Oh goodness. We used to find a lot of stuff. Retro Ryan, which let's see which comment it was.
What was the one about the defense?
Oh, the $700 billion a year on defense budget. There might be some money left over to help the hard. There won't be anything left from that because most of it won't even go to the defense. All of this pork, all this big money that they put in these packages like this, there is put out for all this stuff. It's a $2 trillion package for the American people, and all the other stuff is added in it. Like this one coming up here is going to be 2.1 trillion or something by the time they add everything into it, but they call it 900 billion. Well, the one before this was almost $6 trillion, and there was $2 trillion got lost right off the top of it, and nobody ever found it. And people quit looking for it. People quit asking about it. Nobody hunted it. Nobody seemed to know where it went. It just disappeared. $2 trillion. Well, this will be no different. This thing they're getting ready to pass right now, there'll be billions of dollars that go in people's pockets that never go into the defense fund or anything else.
2 or 3 trillion. I think it ended up being 6 trillion.
Yeah. But it's just a money racket. That's all it is to make the rich. The 2020 has seen the biggest wealth gain for the wealthy that's ever been in this country, ever. The online people like Amazon have absolutely become, billionaires from this thing. They have shut down the small businessman and crippled the small businesses, and the big box stores and Amazon and places like that have flourished. Their stocks have soared. Their sales have soared because the small businessman has been shut down. The competition is being eliminated, and it's going to continue to be eliminated till it's shut off.
If they've not subscribed.
And by the way, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, you might want to do that. Yeah, we enjoy our talks on Saturday evening, and we've got several videos out, and we continue to make videos. We try to make them every day or two. But yeah, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like the video this evening. Go back through and look at our videos, and you may find something you like. We've got a lot of videos on a lot of different variety of things, so be sure and watch them. And if you watch them, give them a like if you enjoy them. It really helps us here on YouTube when you like our videos. But I hope that answers your question, Retro Ryan. I try not to get overly aggressive on some of this stuff that I talk about, but when I start talking about the government and thinking about how much they have persecuted the people of the United States, that the two do what now?
It's what do you call it? It's kind of twirling.
Oh, it bothers me that our political parties has for years pitted the people against each other. They wanted people to be Republicans and Democrats.
Buffering.
They've wanted people to fight against each other, and they've manipulated the parties like that, and they've got people to where they just hug to each party, and they end up hating each other because of it. It's like that. If you're not a Democrat, then you're just not. You don't have it going, boy. or if you're not a Republican, boy, then you just don't have it going, you know. And it's just a fight and a struggle, and that's all politicians do. They pit people against each other, and in doing that, they get done what they want. That's just how it is. They've always done that. Yes, Mike Puckett, I agree with that. God is what keeps us going, buddy. Hey, and that's right too. Him and my loving wife, I can agree with that. Sandy keeps me going too. I don't know where I'd be at her. The other solution to the problem, Fred, is that businesses open back up. That's why they don't want the businessman to open back up, is because that would fix the problem. It really would. Hello, Kyle Parker. No, we just kind of got over in that as we was talking in our talk. What does getting ready mean? It means getting ready. Somebody did us a live chat.
And what?
Or not a live chat, but I don't know what the extension on the page is, our calling. Daughter of Elohim, 1999.
Super chat.
Hello and love your videos. Thank you. We appreciate that very much. That is, I'm very grateful for that.
Super chat.
That was a super chat, yes, for 1999. I'm very appreciative of that. Getting ready means that, Retro Ryan, all the things you just mentioned and anything else you can think of. Military tent window stove. Let me scroll on down here. The Dollar Tree does have solar lights, and I bought some of them and tried them out, and they seem to work pretty fair. They're not necessarily as bright as some of the others we've tried, but the one I put outside and tried it seemed to be working pretty fair. It's still working. It's been out there for a couple of weeks.
I don't know why it's kind of blurry now.
Are we getting blurry now, guys? I'm plugged directly in.
Done a little bit last time, but then it straightened up.
The nasal spray, please comment with the @ please. Long time ago, nobody cared. Take care of yourself. That's true, Miss P. Kitty.
Live.
Thank you, Julie. We appreciate it. Julie said she loved our Saturday Night Live talks. Big business is not suffering or not going to. I must have hit a nerve. I'm breaking up. Tammy Siegel. Thank you, Tammy. We appreciate the super chat. I appreciate it very much. I don't know. I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not. Support can't pay attention. I've heard that all my life. That's, yeah. Three Basket Living says, hello all. Hello, Three Basket Living. I would like to encourage all of you to look up the legal definition of reset, then read it several times over so that you will better understand the Great Reset. Yes, I would encourage everybody here to research that. Definitely research that. And the European Union. Yeah, some of them threatening to make lists, Miss French. I know. They are happy, Mac. More so than people realize. It really is a soap opera. A bunch of actors. And they've got a good acting right now. And they've got one coming in that's bless us. Yeah. my experience, research, and understanding of my chemistry macro, I don't see my problem with it. I don't see any problem. Well, Colorado Biker Prepper, you're more than welcome to do what you want to, man. I just don't trust them. That's my problem. Everything for the last 50 years has taken 10, 15 years to get that stuff ready, and they're claiming they've got this one ready in 9 months, and I don't believe that either. I think this has been coming on for a long time, and they had this ready for a long time, waiting for the right time. And I just know how this government is, and I wouldn't trust them in nowhere. Missy French, thank you for the super chat. Get some preps on me. Thank you, Miss French. We will, Missy French, but we make good use of the money we get. We don't spend it frivolously. We don't. No, we don't do that. We pay bills and buy groceries. That's pretty much what we do. And I appreciate it. Don't think I don't. But when you send us a super chat this way, it is greatly appreciated. This is how we make our living right here online. We have a website that we get a few dollars a month on from advertisement. We have a Facebook page that we advertise our website on. We advertise our YouTube channel over on Facebook. And when people come over and the advertisements on there, and that's just how we make a living. We sell a few things on Facebook alone, and we depend on our Heavenly Father, buddy, to give us our needs. And we do our part, and He does His. That's just how it is. And we thank you for it. He uses people just like you folks right here that have given these super chats. That's just part of it. Thank you. Thank you very much. We thank the Lord for it, buddy. And, there's people that can't afford it, and that's okay, too. Hey, I understand. We appreciate you regardless. Paulette said I'm good on her side. Thank you, Paulette. Glad to hear that. You remain biased. Go Girl 7. Research. Hello to all. Let's see. What's the name of the Facebook page? It's Backroads Living. Just Backroads Living. It's a page, and we also have a Backroads Living auctions, sales and auctions group. It's a group, Backroads Living Auction and Sales Group. That's what it's called, Auction and Sales. It's a group, and the page is just Backroads Living.
Backroads Living Finds Auction Group.
Oh, is it Backroads Living Finds? Okay, the sale page is Backroads Living Finds Auctioning Group. Okay, auction and sales, something like that. I need to pull that up and get you a link in there. Sandy will be in here in a minute, and she'll help you folks with that. I'm working temporary. I don't see an extension on the page. It keeps asking me to disable an extension on the page, and I do up there now. I wonder what that is. It's doing that. I'll have to figure it out for the next auction so it'll quit doing that. So let's just stop the extension, whatever it is. Hope I don't cut. Hope I don't shut YouTube off doing it. Oh goodness, though, there it went again. Okay. The thing about, I keep saying a lot of this stuff about the VAXX on here. Oh, there's another super chat. Let me say thank you to them, Foggy Mountain Man. Thank you, Foggy Mountain Man. Don't forget to build a prepper library, folks. If grid down, we will be handy and smash. Boy, ain't that true. Yes, get you a good prepper library. Make sure you've got some good cookbooks. I've ordered one this evening. Found it on Amazon for $3.99. $3.99. Yeah, get you some good prepper cookbooks and some good prepper handbooks, handyman books, how to do things around the house, how to do woodworking, sewing materials, things like that. Anything to do with repairing and fixing. That's a good idea, Foggy Mountain Man, and thank you for that super chat. I greatly appreciate it. Yes, Martell Mitchell, I appreciate that. One thing we can all afford to do is like the video, and that is true. And I appreciate that, Betty. I don't think I don't.
After the Facebook page.
Just put the link to Backroads Living Facebook page and Backroads Living Auction and Finds too.
We got a prepping and
well, you can put the prepping in there too. Just put all three of them in there. It don't matter. Put them all in there. I don't care. We've got 2 or 3 groups over there on Facebook. Homemade wine for years, never had an issue. Okay, Sandy's posting some links on here to our Facebook pages. The first one she posted right there is a page. That's our Facebook page.
That's our main page.
That's our main page. She's going to post another one here in just a second. Dark winter coming. Need to have some extra blankets, light sources, heat. Yep, I agree with that, Missy. Freedom Rain. Let's see. Been seeing a lot of lights in North Georgia as well, as the planes are flying a lot lower than normal. Better cheese and such. That link that Sandy just posted is to our prepping group. We have a prepping group. We just got started and we're having a hard time getting it off the ground. Folks are not interacting in it much. So that's a prepping group. If you'd like to join it, that's the link to it. Hop in there and help us with your expertise. We'd appreciate any input you put in that. Fresh fruit, white sugar, and water, no yeast. Here, Canadian camping girls telling folks how to make something good. Earlier today, how long does, let's see. See, the thing about it is, the American government has got people that have watched them and listened to them all these years to the point that they don't believe anything that they put out, even the American Medical Association, because they're right in bed with these PHARMA people, and whatever they want them to say, they're going to say it. It's just that simple. That's why I don't trust them. I just don't. I know that big money buys everybody and everything, and their hearts are just continually wicked.
I just put one to the website.
And Sandy just put a link in there to our website, backroadsliving.com. You might want to bookmark that because that's where we're going to be putting the page, so you can go over and register for the giveaways when we reach 5,000 subscribers. So keep that in mind.
You're welcome, Happy Mac. It's hard to
Speak up, girl.
keep up.
Keep up.
I think they was saying that some of the stuff that people were putting on there, it's kind of hard to delete them. I had deleted one of them.
Happy Mac says, I'm having trouble with my kicking out, says error. Yeah.
Must have been the one that I deleted.
Might have been. Sandy might have got them ahead of you, Happy Mac.
I just happened to see it.
I'm one of these people that the government will never get my trust again. They just won't do it. It's not going to happen. When I see the depth that these people have gone to, and I've looked back, just the year 2020 would be enough to do it for me, not to mention all the other years past. But they'll never have my trust in anything they do. Let's see. Bobby said, I just went to join the prepping group. Thank you, Bobby, or Robbie. We'll let you right on in. I can't get the link to work. Freedom Rain, it's just backroads living, prepping, right?
Which one she want?
Huh?
Which one?
The prepping group. He said he couldn't get the link to work. Backroads living, prepping. But now Robbie clicked on it and said she went to join it.
Yeah, backroads living, prepping, I think.
Yeah, just backroads living, prepping. Got a cool knife from Gerber for Christmas. Gerber makes good stuff. We're going to be giving away some knives too.
Robbie Green, Robbie Jean Miller.
She just went over to join. Robbie did. So Sandy just let you in, Robbie. You know, it's one thing to make mistakes over years and correct them, and it's another to just keep sticking people in the back and turning the knife year after year after year. At some point, you know, you just have to say, buddy, you know, enough's enough, and that's just it. Don't ever ask me to trust you again. And that's where I'm at with these people. I'll never trust them again, ever. Big can of beans, which expire next month, so now I'm eating them, and I have discovered I'm not all that into beans. Now listen, Kat, here's the thing about it. If you buy cans of stuff, even if it has an expiration date on it, and it goes past that expiration date, don't throw it out. There's many of these canned products that will be good for a year, maybe 2 or 3 years past their best buy date. Just open them, smell them, and taste them. If they smell good and taste good, then they're going to be good. This stuff don't go bad in cans like those expiration dates suggest they will. They put those on there. I think they do it just so people throw stuff out and buy more. That's what I've always kind of thought about, but I don't know. But yeah, this stuff will last a lot longer than you think, Kat. I saw somebody opening up a can of something from the early 90s or the 80s. I don't remember which one it was now. It was like 20-year-old. What was that a can of? I can't remember. Anyway, and it was still good. So, you know, you just have to try it. And if it smells bad, throw it out. If it don't taste right, throw it out. But don't throw it out until you've tried it. Thank you, Axe Awesome 15, I appreciate that. I hope we pick up some new subscribers tonight. The sooner we get to 5,000 subscribers, the sooner we can give this stuff away. And we've got some nice things to give away too. Miss Kitty says, I'm in the prepping group. I just checked. People are leery of public groups. It might be why there's not much activity. It could be, Miss P. Kitty. It's possible. Can you all get a job or something? Poor people. I'm not sure what you mean, Deadpool. Yeah, don't overeat the beans. Oh goodness. You're not going to find many followers of Christ in any profession anymore of people like in the medical field and pharmaceutical and governmental things like that. They're just not there. I ball, you fall. Yes, I pray for people to get through this too. Freeze-dried foods like butter. Brent, there's people on here, I'm sure, that can give you an answer to that if they haven't already. Now, I don't know anything about freeze-drying butter, but there may be people on here that do. There you go, Freedom Rain. Dented cans, they do not leak, or if they don't leak or bulge, and no dent is near the seal, it should be fine smell and taste after heating. Yep. Small dent shouldn't hurt it bad. You're right. Just Happy Mac said I make the mistake of getting giant cans of some things, just little cans from now on. Yeah, if you don't have a family or no way of preserving them after you open them, that'd probably be the best not to buy the large cans. Where am I at here now? There we are. Hello, Blue Bayou from Louisiana. It's good to have you. G butter, shelf stable, and basically lasts forever. I've heard that. Why me? I need to check in on that. So does G butter taste anything like regular butter? Somebody tell me that. I don't really know. I've never tried G butter. The best place to get G is Clearfield butter. Is that Asian grocers? Yep, half the country is out of work, Adam, and going to continue to be out of work, and there's going to be more and more.
Did they find those?
Do you have any prepping links for YouTube? Not right off the top of my head. I don't have any saved to the side. Do what, hon?
They get on the prepper group.
I think some of them did. I'm not sure who got over there and who didn't. 20 million lose their unemployment in a few days. If they don't sign a new stimulus, yep, those folks will lose their unemployment. The housing extensions will be dropped off if they don't get a stimulus that everybody can agree on. Diane Shamma said, hi, I love you. I don't know who she's talking to, but hello, Di, I guess. But it'd be a tough time. You know, it's a hard thing. It'd be a hard thing to lose a home. But especially in the middle of winter like this, Happy Mac, that would really be devastating to a lot of people. You can freeze butter, so I do that now. Yeah, I did too, Miss P. Kitty. I didn't know that. But we've bought extra butter and we've got it in the freezer right now. All the dented food is thrown out on hoarders. G is clarified and has a slightly nutty taste to it sometimes. Well, I can handle the nutty taste. I love nuts. Do not pay crazy money when you can make your own. It's just cooked down regular real butter. G is okay for cooking. It's chlorophyll, not something I like too much on toast. Needs salt. Well, thank you, Eyeball You Fall. We appreciate you stopping in. After removing milk fat, you can make your own. Master Prepper has an awesome video on making it. Okay, I'll have to check him out on that. Good evening, Plain Prepper. It's good to see you. Non-dairy. And Den, thank you for that super chat. I really appreciate it. He said, Den says, hello, does anyone know how long macaroni and cheese last in the box? Want to stock up, but don't want to go bad after a few months. I know we've got a lot of folks in here that has macaroni and cheese put back in the box.
Expiration.
It'll have an expiration on the box, but I'm sure if you seal it in jars, if you vacuum seal it, whether it's in jars or whatever, that it's going to give it a much longer expiration date. Slowly cook it down, try it out, then you will never buy G. Marcia Elizabeth, I might not. No, an unlimited time of welfare is not good. When you make an entire country dependent on its government, you have destroyed it. Absolutely destroyed that country. Because then the government determines what the people have and what they don't have instead of the people themselves. Whereas if you have a working economy, the people themselves determine what they have and what they don't. They work for their living. They put in extra time, extra hours of the week to make extra. They spend money on things. But when you've got an entire country depending on this government for a living, buddy, you've lost it. It's just a had lad. Burglar, but praise God, we are thinker of headers. Indian food's my favorite. I think it's cooler outside than it is in my freezer. Canadian girl, it must be cold there. Oh, goodness. Colorado Biker Prepper says the noodles will last years. The cheese powder is what will go bad. Northern Light Hobbies vacuum seals. Vacuum seal it in jars, lasts for years, said Happy Mac. If you'll vacuum seal your macaroni and cheese in jars. Yeah. Velveeta goes hard after a year, Mike said. Some of these survival foods you can buy in a bucket that say they have long shelf life. Cat yarn. I say if you've got space to put food, to buy the 50-cent cans of vegetables and meats, buy vegetables that you like, buy meats that you like, whether it's the roast beef, the pulled pork at Walmart, from Walmart, buy The Great Value brand at Walmart is excellent. I've been eating the pulled pork and the roast beef from Walmart, and I really like them both. I did a review on one of them today, actually, on the pulled pork, and it was really good. Mike Puckett, super chat. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. A young couple just asked me to perform their wedding. Got a scripture recommendation. Mike, I could recommend some stuff. I'd have to look it up, but there's a yeah. Send me an email, Mike, and the link below. I've got my email link down there. Send me an email, and I'll be glad to mention that to you. Absolutely. Let's see. There are huge bug farms for future food production. Pardon the private bank, the Federal Reserve is what's determining the value of our currency. That's true, Colorado Biker Prepper, and they own about a third or better of the mortgages in the United States right now. Foggy Mountain Man said he's eaten macaroni and cheese at 5 years old, so that's good. Colorado Prepper said it still will last 4+ years for the cheese powders, but the noodles should last up to 12+ years. Wow, that's lasting. There's a good investment if you can prep your own food. The food in Mylar bags, and most have good flavor. Yes, Kay, getting back to that, I always recommend people to buy this canned foods if they've got space for it. Because your money goes so much further than buying these big buckets. You can take the money that you would spend on a bucket and buy probably 4 times as much food as you'd get out of that bucket sometimes, depending on the price of the bucket. And, 25 years from now,
It's the lid that you need.
We're not going to need a bucket of food, huh?
The seal and the lid is what's going to be most expensive.
Oh, she was talking about buying the buckets with the food packs in them.
All the food.
Like 4, what do they call 4 Patriots foods and stuff like that, and Wise food and that. Mm-hmm. Now there's a lot of good foods out there in the buckets. I did a review on them, but I don't buy them. I'm not going to buy any. I'm going to prep as hard as I can with everything I've got to prep. If I were to run out of room to prep food and I had to stack buckets, I might consider buying them. But as long as I've got room for a can in my closet or a can in a pantry or a can on the shelf, I'm going to buy canned food and foods that I can vacuum seal and stuff like that. I'm not going to buy the big buckets right now. Now there's people that that may have problems for maybe space and things like that might be justified to buy them, and that's good. And a lot of people buy those to take the packets out of them for hiking and camping and trail walks and stuff like that, and that's fine too. But for my part, I'm going to buy canned food, just 50-cent cans and cheaper. Miss P. Kitty, you can vacuum seal anything like that. What you'd want to do is you'd want to just cut a snip in the edge of your bag that it comes in and drop it down in a vacuum seal bag. I always turn the snip to the bottom of the bag, so that way if any of that stuff tries to seep out, that it has a longer route to get back into my vacuum sealer. You don't want to get the sauce and stuff like that into your vacuum sealer and stop it up. But you can do that with stuff like that. We do that with our flour and everything. We open the top of the flour and fold it over and tape it, and then just slide it right down in the bag with the end that's been taped down in the bottom, and then we vacuum seal our flour and our meal like that, our rice, our beans, everything we do that we vacuum seal. We just snip just a little snip on the side of it, and it'll let all the air out. It'll pull all the air out of it.
Mike Puckett's in a
for fine. Ask about that. Yeah.
You already answered the question.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mary Elizabeth Marcy Elizabeth said there's so many people who don't even know how to garden or even start a fire. I'm so scared for folks. There are a lot of people that don't know how to do anything. Yep. Foggy Mountain Man says you can can butter. I've seen a lot of people canning butter. Chef Boyardee and much microwave container foods last year is no refrigerator needed or canning. And cheap, I like that. Cheap and long shelf life. That's what I like. O2 absorbers and everything else. We can do that Colorado back prepper. Ice cream shops, you can find buckets there.
Somebody said like Mexican. Where we hear
Yes,
that? The Mexican.
Somebody told us the Mexican restaurants get a lot of food in buckets. Be sure and check them out. Somebody asking about dehydrating banana chips, how thick they need to cut them. I would say you probably wouldn't want to cut them over a 1/4 inch thick, but I don't know. That would just be my guess. Somebody here may dehydrate bananas and know. Yeah, just buy regular stuff. Northern Girl Hobby says she loves, I've been doing bananas. I think they're better to dehydrate when not ripe. Yeah. Mike Puckett says stock a year's worth of real food, then think about the long-term storage. Colorado Backer Prepper says that Mike Mitchell slice the bananas first and also spray them with lemon juice and water before dehydrating to keep them from turning brown or black. Good idea there. Who wants black bananas? I haven't had a pantry moth since I've been using the buckets. I prep all I can, buying for 3 people who have to eat gluten-free. Gluten-free are not a bad price. In the buckets, I buy fruit and vegetables, rice and beans, and meats too. If that's what it takes, to get the special needs for stuff like that, that's what you got to do. You just got to do what you got to do. Sharon DeYoung. Buddy, I say on a lot of my videos, don't waste a trip to the store. Do not waste a trip to the store. Every time you go, buy something. Get something. Colorado Bike Prepper said a 1/4 inch thick's about right. That's about what I would have figured it would have been. That'd be a world of hurt. Yeah. Yes, don't forget the pets. Thank you, Missy French. You got to take care of your pets. If you've got pets, you need to take care of them. Silicone desiccant packets can be made by getting the unscented crystal cat litter and putting it in coffee filter sachets. Same exact stuff. Coffee filter sachets. You may have to send me a link for something like that, Happy Mac, so I can figure out how that works in my email. Or if you have a link to it where people do that. How to long-term store toilet paper. I don't use it. It's the only thing I know how to keep it long term. Oh, goodness.
You must have missed a bunch of questions or
Prideful of my cheapness.
must have missed some questions, or you got
My feed has just jumped at one time, and I couldn't find them. It went so far at once. I quit trying to go back up and find them. I got lost. Yeah, you got to keep the chickens fed. They keep us fed. Let's see if I can go back up here and find some questions Sandy said I missed.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just saying you're.
Oh, I've caught up. So you're thinking I missed a bunch of questions.
Yeah.
That might be part of it. Because I didn't try to go back up there a while ago when and that was way up the line there. I don't know where it was at. Three Basket Living said, I can agree with some of this food prepping for some folks, city, if you have no other options, but you're not changing your dependence on government by doing so. To receive from y'all directly and depend on his provision, then you must grow from the created soil. It's not about a full belly, it's about nutrients. And boxed mac and cheese is empty. Well, Three Basket Living, I'm all for people that can do all this, on their own from the soil and the ground, but we've just got a lot of people that can't do that. We've got a lot of elderly people that can't garden. We've got a lot of elderly people that are on fixed incomes. A lot of people don't have a place to go. Your own work, your own hands. It's always best. And yes, I agree with that. But we've just got a lot of people that that opportunity is not there for them. If the world wasn't so populated and we didn't have all the concrete in the cities, people might have a better opportunity, but under the circumstances, but it just is what it is. People's got to do the best they can. And yes, to depend on the Lord, most definitely. He is the source. He is our source. That's how Sandy and I view this. God is our source. That's just it. Regardless of whether we grow a garden or not, God is our source. We do the best we can, and we trust Him, and we love Him, and we give Him praise and honor for who He is. And He just, whatever it takes, He's our source. We trust Him for that.
Mac said my sister was so disgusted for that. You're buffering a lot.
Okay, guys. Happy Max says, my sister is disgusted that I spent so much money at one time putting up pet supplies. I wish I had taken a picture of her face. Well, I wish you had to. We would have all enjoyed it, I'm sure. Oh, gosh. Any easy bread baking recipes? Grateful one. There's a bread baking recipe that I posted today on our website, backroadsliving.com. Go over there. In the menu, it says prepping. And if you'll hover your mouse over it, or if you're on the phone, click it, and then there's a drop down that says prepping recipes, and there's a bread recipe in there today. Am I buffering on your guys' end? Happy Mac and Paulette and you guys, Missy French, any of you's Mike? Am I buffering on that end?
On my end, but buffering a little.
I think you're right, Canadian Cabin Girl. I think seeds and stuff are going to get tougher to come by next year. Miss PK City said buffering yes. Paulette said yes. Grateful One says okay on their end. Mike buffering, all good on Happy Mac. Diane buffering a little. Frankie Lynn, no buffering. Well, it's kind of like hit and miss, isn't it?
Happy Mac and Paulette don't care, but yeah, email us their address to have.
Yes, Happy Mac and Paulette, I need you guys to email us your address. If you don't care, the email link's in the description box. Let me get over here in the description box down below. If you would, email us your addresses, please. Okay, so Nancy said not here. Good with Missy French, Joey, no buffering, Sloan buffering. Nancy Lynn Cat. What's 5x5 mean? I hear people say that all the time. Says, give me a 5x5. I don't know what that means, Nancy Lynn, or anybody else that knows. Well, I hope everybody's branch will become full of fruit through basket living. Yeah, if you've got 23 years of service and experience with the government, then you know them very well. Yeah. Wow, Mike, you've got a lot to prep for, my friend. 2 grandkids, 4 more, 2 of our other daughters. Nancy Lynn Campbell, loud and clear. Hey, I've always wondered what that meant. How about that? Loud and clear. Okay. See, I didn't know that, Mike. I'm not from the military.
That's from the military?
That's what Mike said. 5 and 5 means loud and clear military jargon. Well, now I should be buffering in Canada if the temperature's colder there than it is in your freezer. Oh, goodness. Oh, yeah, I learn something every time I get on here. That's why I love these live chats. There is so much knowledge in here, and it's just unreal, the knowledge that you folks have here. And man, I love you guys. I do. Sandy and I love you guys from the bottom of our hearts. We appreciate you all so much. You come over here to this channel and you spend time on here and you share your thoughts and your prayers with people and spend your time here with us. You don't know how much that means to us. Is there a 6x6 or 7x7? I've got some 6x6s up there that's holding my building up, but I don't have any 7x7s. I had a microwave on, which causes YouTube and Netflix to buffer until microwave goes off. Okay, Diana, you keep your microwave off when I'm live, okay? Oh, goodness. Just bought a canning book. Those ball books are real good canning books. Calcium hydroxide to disinfect water for drinking. I bought 2 1-pound bottles. He said you only need a 1/4 teaspoon for a gallon. Frankly, it says 4x4. 6x6 and 7x7 words. I do think that are not fit for this channel. Listen, you'll have people inventing stuff here in a minute. Oh, goodness. Homestead Heart channel for canning. Mike Puckett said goddess of four canning is good for canning. Yeah, any of those channels like that have canning in the titles are probably going to be good canning channels. I'd recommend you watching those guys. Kat said she just likes chatting with people. Well, that's what my wife always said, Kat, that I just like to talk. Foggy Mountain Man said no buffering there. Calcium hydrochloride, not hydroxide. Pool shock is what it's most commonly known as. I've heard that, but I've never used it, so I don't know, Colorado Biker. I've heard that works. Well, that's good, Happy Mac. Listen, when I watch people's channels, they have to be pretty simple and explain stuff to me as they go. You know, that's what I like. If people start just running through this stuff without giving much in the directions or explanation of what they're doing, I scoot right on off the channel and start hunting another. Oh my gosh, yeah, you don't want drain cleaner. I get aqua tabs for water, also life straws for emergency. I always got good old bleach too. Good old bleach works good, Missy French. And yes, life straws. Guys, again, if you live in the cities, live in areas that the water could be cut off if a grid went down, I encourage you to get life straws. Sawyer straws, some of those straws like that, because you can drink water out of ponds, creeks, potholes, streams, anything like that. You need a good life straw or Sawyer straw. We picked ours up at our local Walmart. If your local stores have them, you need to get some of those. If they don't, we have a link below to Amazon where you can find them there. Huh?
I think we ordered a couple too.
We did. We ordered a couple, and we bought a couple directly from our local Walmart also, but we did order a couple from Amazon too. So, hello from Maine, Teresa Rosenberg. Hello, Teresa. It's good to see you. Did a prep haul on Thursday. Canned goods are going from $14.50 to $12.50. 14.5 to 12.5 ounce. Price unchanged. It's the boiling of the. I see what you're saying. It's boiling of the fry. They think we don't notice what's happening. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on. There sure is. The boxers are getting smaller, or the boxers stay the same size, but they're putting less in them. Yeah. Even the virtual lines are frozen. Canadian cabin girl virtual lines are frozen. Oh, goodness. The ultimate water purification chemical in element iodine crystals. Sawyer minis are better. They last longer than the life straws. I need to do a review on them too, Mac, on some of these water purifying straws and things like that. Kind of give people an idea of what's going on with them. When I go to the website, I see the flashing stunners, but not the lipstick stunners. Is it where the flashlights are? Yes, Nikita Ops. We sold out of everything except for all we have left is the Camel's stunners right now. We need to place another order and get some more of this stuff in because that's all we've got. We've sold through 3 orders this month. So I guess we need to order another batch here in a day or two. So keep that in mind. I can get on here and let everybody know when we get another order in and post it. I post that in the community tab, by the way, on YouTube. If you'll watch for that, we do post it in our community tab. When you come over, just check that out. We do a lot of posting in there for updates and news and things like that that's going on with us. Bleach lasts 6 months, can be stored 4 years in glass jars. Hydrochloride. I didn't know that. I will now never forget 5x5. I don't think I will either. after all the 5x5s and 6x6 and 7x7s. I don't think I'll ever forget it. Oh gosh. Big Berkeley for water filtering. 275 watching. We're at 300. 291 likes. Yeah. Hey guys, listen, we've been on for 2 hours. And I love you guys. I could stay on here all night just listening to you talk and reading your post. I really enjoy you all so much, and we thank you all so much. And Happy Mac, you and Paulette, thank you ladies so much for helping moderate our channel. You all do such a good job, man. We really appreciate you ladies. But I think we're going to hop off of here. We're going to say good night to everybody, and I hope that everybody has a good night. And remember to prep. It doesn't matter if you go to the store, buy something. Do not waste a trip to the store. If it's just one can of food, pick it up and